Welcome to my channel today, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're going to be talking about Clinton Road, so please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And for more videos like this, watch my other half's channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff, my youngest son's channel, Henry's Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Little Chris 10. Now let's dive into the video. On a recent visit to the bridge at Dead Man's Curve, we were surprised and delighted to see just how many people had recently stopped by to test the validity of the legend of the Ghost Boy of Clinton Road. The bridge at Dead Man's Curve on Clinton Road. Probably the most common ghost story that we hear about Clinton Road is that of a dead young boy who hangs out under a bridge and returns coins to you after you throw them in the water. As far as we know, this tale is unique to Clinton Road, but it is difficult to say when or how this story began. On a recent visit to the bridge at Dead Man's Curve, we were surprised and delighted to see just how many people had recently stopped by to test the validity of the legend of the Ghost Boy of Clinton Road. As we peered over the guardrail and down into the tea-colored water of the stream, we could clearly see dozens of coins resting on the bottom among the stones of the creek bed. There is no way of knowing how many appearances the Ghost Boy made when summoned by the coin tossers. Look closely and you will see coins in the creek bed, which were thrown to summon the Ghost Boy. It should be noted that there is more than one bridge located on Clinton Road, and nobody really knows for sure which one the Ghost Boy supposedly hangs out beneath. A second bridge is located several miles to the south of Dead Man's Curve, just above the old stone iron furnace. This bridge straddles a stony cliff, through which a waterfall crashes mightily. If the Ghost Boy's spirit haunts this bridge, then his trip up to return thrown coins would certainly be a much more challenging task. If he was alive, that is. Although he is the most talked about apparition to haunt Clinton Road, he is by no means the sole spirit to spook the street. Small change. If you ever decide to travel down Clinton Road at midnight, stop at the bridge by Dead Man's Curve. As the story goes, if you sit on that bridge and throw pennies into the river, the ghost of a young boy would throw them back to you. Anonymous. We found the bridge on Clinton Road that was said to have started the rumor years before any of us heard about the road. A boy was challenged by his friends to stand on the bridge as they drove on Route 23 and back. Unfortunately, by the time the friends returned from driving to the highway, they found their friend dead. There is a bridge painted as a memorial to him. Anonymous. Another rumor of Clinton Road is that if you throw a penny into the lake the next morning, the penny will be on the road. Supposedly there was a kid that drowned there, trying to get a ball or something, and the kid is supposed to appear at night and pick up the penny and put it on the ground. Gregory MC. My friends and I decided to find out for ourselves what is true and what is not. We went to the bridge and threw a quarter off. Not but a minute later you hear the plop, as if you dropped the quarter in again. The water filled with ripples and a child's reflection appeared. I flew back to the car. That scared all of us. Diana West Milford. Ghost Boy pushes you in the lake. I went up to Clinton Road with two friends of mine. The really weird legend is that of the little boy. The story I heard was that a little boy was hit by a car and killed on the bridge when he went to pick up a quarter he saw on the ground. The legend is that if you get out of your car and stand on the bridge, you will see a quarter drop, and if you bend down to pick it up, the little boy will push you into the lake to save you from being hit by the car. Anonymous. The Clinton ghost kid doesn't want your quarters. Yesterday at 8 p.m., me and my friend Mike were going to a movie at the drive-in. We took Clinton Road. We stopped on the bridge, and he told me all the stories about the boy being killed and all, so I threw a quarter off the edge, and we drove away. On the way home at 11:30. We passed over the bridge and stopped because Mike wanted to point out the kid's name on the side of the bridge. Just when he said the kid's name, a quarter or something metal was thrown hard against the window of the car. We were shocked for a minute, but then we drove away. I am not going on that road for a long time. Anonymous. Clinton Road, a dog ride. There is one road in particular that we have heard more rumors and tall tales about than any other thoroughfare in the state by far. Clinton Road in West Milford, Passaic County. What is it about this road? Why are there so many strange and frightening stories told about this particular byway? Is it the isolation of Clinton Road that makes it such a ripe candidate for modern mythology? And if this is the case, why are these stories told of Clinton Road and not its comparably deserted neighboring roads like Paradise Road and Union Valley? Clinton Road just seems to strike terror into the hearts of those who travel it. But why is Clinton Road so much richer in lore than any other road in New Jersey? Yes, it is a long and lonely stretch of poorly paved asphalt, fraught with peculiar curves. True, it runs through a vast expanse of seemingly impenetrable wilderness, and without a doubt, it is a very dark, lonely trip when traveled alone on a moonless night, when your only companions are the mysterious sounds of the forest, which seem to surround you. Yet there are hundreds of other rural roads in the state, which are even more deserted, isolated, and less well traveled than Clinton Road, and some of them without a single creepy story to claim as their own. Why? There are many reasons to visit Clinton Road: the sonic beauty of the forest, lake, and abundant wildlife, the historic sites of the Clinton Furnace and Cross Castle, and sometimes to just get the wits scared out of you. This rugged 10-mile stretch of deserted road is so rich in lore that it has been attracting night visitors for generations. The stories that these sightseeing Serenas have brought back with them of their adventures are sometimes horror, Halloween, often terrifying, and almost always intriguing. Many of these tales of midnight joyrides may seem unbelievable, while others leave one wondering just where truth ends and an overactive imagination begins. You can decide for yourself whether or not to believe some of the more fantastic stories about this mysterious road. But one thing is for sure: the people who lived these tales believed them, and they will not soon forget their experience. An introduction to Clinton Road and the castle. It's amazing that a patch of woods and a few piles of rocks right off of Route 23 in West Milford could be the source of so many rumors and tall tales. Where else can you find a place where Satan worshippers hide behind every tree, sacrifice goats and chickens, litter the woods like leftover barbecue, and black trucks driven by escaped lunatics chase innocent teenagers over dark, pothole-ridden roads? Where else have so many people have reported the eerie sensation of being watched by something in the woods, strange lights beating white streaks on their cars, or hearing disembodied childish laughter intimate from a remote playground. Where else do ghostly boys with quarters and snakes alternately appear on the streets, and has it always had such a bad reputation? Rumors of the bad vibes have been floating in the area since it was first settled in 1905. J. Piercy Cannon wrote about the woods just beyond the Clinton Furnace. It was never advisable to pass through the 5 Mile woods after dark, for tradition tells us they were infested with bands of robbers and counterfeiters, to say nothing of the witches that held their nightly dances and carousels at Green Island, and the ghosts that then made their appearance in such frightful forms that it was more terrifying to the peaceful inhabitants than wild animals or even the Indians that often passed. Once upon a time there was an actual castle in the woods off of Clinton Road. Most who remember it liken the appearance to something out of a fairy tale or Gothic English novel. Rising from the mist, Clinton or Cross Castle is how most locals remember it, named for the man who had it built, Richard J. Cross, but Cross himself and his family called the place Bearfort, after the mountain range it was nestled in. In 1905, Cross bought heavily forested land around Newfoundland, New Jersey, and began construction of the castle-like mansion. Its walls, which have intrigued so many people over the years, were 3 stories high. You can see remnants of the concrete today. Cross died in 1917 and the family sold the property to the city of Norwich in 1919. A fire eventually destroyed much of the remaining wooden structure, leaving the stone walls intact as a place where hikers, teenagers, and the occasional Satan worshippers could congregate. These walls eventually painted over with graffiti and picked apart, for souvenirs were knocked down in 1988 when the Norwich Water Shield Commission deemed the structure unsound. Joanne Austin. Cross Castle, an unholy interface. Castles seem to have always inspired the imagination. The Cross Castle is no exception. For centuries, writers have chosen mountaintop castles as the setting of their tales, from the terror of Count Dracula's castle in Transylvania, Carpathians, to Dr. Frankenstein's lair in the Bolivian Alps. Castles have provided the perfect environment for fear and ungodly mayhem. In its abandoned state, the ruins of Cross Castle would become the stuff of legend. For some, it may have just been a place to party. For others, it was a place of pure evil. The castle on Clinton Road will live on in local lore and weird New Jersey mythology. Partying at Cross Castle. Back in 1979, I went to the castle for the first time. We would tell people the Jackson Whites would cut a tree to block the road. Then, when we would turn around, you'd find that they had cut another one down. That's when they would get you, Victor. The albinos of Clinton Road. One time when a bunch of us climbed up the walls, we did see something. We were up there and saw 2 white figures. They were about 100 yards away from our friends. On the ground, they couldn't see them from their vantage point. They came to within 100 yards of the group and then disappeared into the woods. When we got back to terra firma, we told them about it, and that's when the stories started coming. There was instantly talk about an albino village in the woods, Brian All. Thank you for watching this video, and peace out to the next one.